Hello everybody. I am headed to go feed my daughter's cats and just realized I went the long way around, but it's okay because I need it. It has been quite a long day. Some days are like that in daycare. Some days everybody just kind of has their moments and their behaviors bounce off of each other, and then some days it's just like a beautiful bliss and all toddlers get along, and but some days it's just a mix of both. So anyways, I just wanted to get on here because this is kind of an unpopular topic, but it's something I see a lot of, and I don't know if it's because times are changing and daycare is kind of like becoming something we are reviewing more because of social media and all of that. But I know something that's really hard for me is when people come to me to tour the daycare and they come with a mindset of well, I'm really scared to put my child in daycare because of XYZ. And I'm not talking about like experiences like something they have actually dealt with, but you know, like maybe they put their child in a certain daycare and had a bad experience. I'm talking about people that are coming that have done all the TikTok research and all the Facebook research on the places that are terrible, and they don't want to put their child in daycare because of this and because of that. And of course there is research out there now that we know of about brain development and responding to a baby's needs, and sometimes that gets mixed in with I am driving, sorry for the no eye contact, but it gets mixed in with the fact that we can't do anything because the minute that baby starts to cry to communicate that they need something, we're supposed to drop everything and hold them. And reality is that's not good for mom and dad either, and we have a house to maintain and we have things we have to do. My goodness, our own mental health. So I think parents come with not all parents, I have some amazing parents, but parents these days come with all these thoughts and ideas in their head, and all these terrors, and this is where it's going to get unpopular. I can't ease your fears no matter how hard I try. So if you're not ready and in a good mind space to put your child in daycare, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm not going to be able to change your mind very easily. So something that helps me is if you're unsure about daycare, maybe just don't do it yet. Look into a babysitter, look into a nanny service. I was actually a nanny and have toyed with the idea of starting a nanny service. I just don't have the time. So, but I'm here I will totally help you with resources for that. There are all kinds of resources. I also know a lot of babysitters that I can help you with getting them fingerprinted, background checks, any of that. I can tell you what trainings they might need. I'm here for you. I'm to help you. But what I can't do is make you ready to put your child in daycare. That's the work that you have to do beforehand. All that being said, and as somebody who started in childcare in 1995, I started going to school for it and was working as a nanny. Really, it was like a babysitter, but the family that I worked for, they treated me like a nanny. My grandma was also a nanny for George Lucas, so like I grew up with that I was going to work with children, and started in 1995. I will tell you, I was trained by some of the best, and I have seen some things, some places that maybe weren't the best. They didn't hurt the kids or anything like that, but maybe they just weren't what I consider the best. And other people might have considered them like excellent because that was their style of parenting and it aligned with that. But I will also tell you, I had an amazing family child care provider. When I had my third baby, I was staying home for a little while anyways. But I called my family child care provider and I was like, my baby is sick, and I'm just telling her about it, and I'm like, yeah, we're in the hospital, so and so has my babies, but they're having a hard time with dealing with that. And she is like, bring them to me. And let me tell you, she just was amazing with my kids. She made sure that they brushed their teeth, and they were with her day and night for about 3 weeks while my youngest was in the hospital. And other things, she taught me life lessons. I was a single mom when I had just the 2 baby boys, and I got DHS subsidy, not much else, trust me. But I did get daycare subsidy, and I didn't understand how copays work. Like, I thought, I swiped that little card in the machine because it was the early 2000s, and she got paid. No, your copay has to be paid first before the swipes even count. And so I was like, okay, I'll pay you when I get paid. You know how it goes. And she's like, no, this is my salary. This is how I afford to work. I'm about to pull over so I can talk. She was like, this is my salary. This is how I, am able to watch your kids. And she was like, I can help you with anything. You need something from me, you need $20, I'll give you $20. You need X, Y, and Z, I'll get that for you. You got to go into work a little bit early, you call me, I will do my best to make it work, which I'm not real good about that. But she was just top notch, and she taught me, you pay that child care subsidy first, because I'm your ticket to bettering yourself. I'm your ticket to getting to your classes on time. I'm your ticket to getting to work on time. So, and not only that, like, she taught me like little old wives' tales, like, if a baby is sick and you give them Tylenol and it's maintaining the fever, but it's not going away, that means they've probably got a viral infection or a bacterial infection somewhere. If you give them Tylenol and the fever is pretty high and it drops immediately, then it might be something that can be, treated at home. And, there's no scientific evidence for that, but, it's just somebody caring enough to teach me the tips and tricks that she knew. So, I just totally appreciated my provider, and I just want to give this much assurance, because times have changed. Whenever I was raising kids and I was a single mom and you worked, it didn't matter if you only brought home $10 after you worked and you paid your daycare. That was $10 you didn't have. And that was just kind of the mindset back then. So, yes, things have changed and all of that. But I just want to say this to say, don't look for daycares until you're ready to put your child in daycare, because it doesn't do your provider a service. And there's things, if you've already decided, I'm going to put my child in daycare, then look for the daycare that you feel the best vibes from, you feel the best, have done your research, people tell you it's good. You're gonna do better in your heart, and your provider's gonna be able to do their best work. You have an intuition, follow it, but make sure you're ready to put your child in daycare before you start looking, because it's just going to help so much. And you're always going to hear horror stories, but you know what? You would not believe that us providers have horror stories on parents that we have worked with too, and what other people have worked with. There's, for every complaint on a daycare, there's a complaint on a parent. So I just want to throw that out there, and I hope I made sense. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. If you need help finding a nanny, I'm happy to answer. If you need tips and tricks for how to research a daycare, I will answer. Just let me know. And like I said, please excuse. It's been a rough day. No sitting down for me till about 5 o'clock. Thank goodness for these stainless steel cups. I'm drinking my coffee from 6:20 this morning right now. So, all right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.